Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have the head of state returns to the country after his participation in the inaugurations of his re-elected counterpart from Rwanda. 4 Palestinians killed and several others injured in Israeli strikes. Welcome to our newsroom. The head of state returns to the country after his participation in the inaugurations of his re-elected counterpart of Rwanda. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Gelle, returned to the country this Monday late morning after his participation yesterday Sunday in the swearing-in ceremony of his re-elected counterpart of Rwanda, Mr. Paul Kagame. A remarkable success, the inauguration ceremony of President Kagame saw the participation of a jubilant crowd from the capital, Kigali, as well as from all the interior regions of Rwanda. A significant number of heads of state and government, as well as dignitaries and high-ranking officials from Africa and other continents also took part in the inauguration of President Kagame in Kigali. The Egyptian president also participated yesterday evening in a dinner hosted by President Kagame in honor of the head of state and government who traveled to his country to take part in this inauguration ceremony. A large delegation, including the ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, also ambassador of Djibouti to Rwanda, and permanent representative of our country to the African Union, His Excellency Abdi Mahmoud Eibe, accompanied the President of the Republic to Kigali, Rwanda. President Gelle takes part in the swearing-in ceremony of his re-elected counterpart from Rwanda. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Gelle, took part this Sunday afternoon in Kigali, the Rwandan capital, in the swearing-in ceremony of his re-elected counterpart from this friendly country, Mr. Paul Kagame. The swearing-in of the Rwandan president took place at the Amahoro Stadium in Kigali, the national infrastructure with the largest capacity in Rwanda. In addition to the Egyptian president, about 20 other African head of state and government, including the Ethiopian president Sahle Work Zewde, the Somalian president Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, the Kenyan president William Ruto, the South Sudanese president Salva Kiir, the Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu, the Angolan President Mr. João Lourenço, the President of the Republic of Congo, Denis Sassou Nguesso, and the Togolese President Faure Gnassingbe also took part in the inauguration ceremony of the re-elected President of Rwanda. This ceremony was mainly marked by the speeches that President Kagame made at his podium. In this speech, he reiterated above all his determination to always give priority to his actions at the head of the countries to the pursuit of development efforts. Beyond that, the Rwandan state added to this ceremony a significant number of symbols, all of which gave the full measure of the high level of pride and deep attachment of the Rwandan people to their desire to live together, to their unity and national cohesion among the varied range of rights performed in this sense. It is worth mentioning a skillfully orchestrated military parade, an ingenious show of folk song and dances, and a cultural exhibition conducted among other things through an exhibition of traditional clothing. Through its massive participation in the inauguration ceremony of President Kagame, the Rwandan people also contributed to increasing the festive nature of the event. In doing so, it also provided proof of the political legitimacy enjoyed by President Kagame, and therefore the attachment of the Rwandan to the continuations of the political leadership in place at the head of their country. Today, 30 years after the genocide, Rwanda give all the guarantee of a united people in total peace with itself and governed by the superior values of patriotism, concord of heart and mind, civic fraternity. It is in this that Rwanda rightly takes more and more, both in Africa and in other continents, the figures of successful model of nations in terms of reconciliation between the distinct components of the same country. As part of this trip to Rwanda, the Egyptian head of state is accompanied by a large delegation including the ambassador of Djibouti to Ethiopia, Abdi Mahmoud Abe.
Number 5.
Salutations! Hermano! Belén!
In Ali Sabih, the activity organized as part of the celebration of the International Youth Day ended yesterday evening in the capital. During a magnificent and big cultural musical evening, an evening organized in front of the esplanade of the prefectures, and we saw the participation of the Minister of Youth and Culture, Hiba Momin Asawi, the Deputy Prefect of Ali Sabih, Saida Wabir Asawi, the President of the Regional Council, Sharmaki Hassan Al-Lale, senior officers of the police and security forces, honorable parliamentarian of the region, executive of the MGC, and the Asajak populations. On the menu of this evening, traditional dances and song performed by artists from the regions, but also from the capital, such as Fafi Harun and Yahya Abdul Qadir, and young people from the last program's Deep Talent. In short, a colorful evening that delighted the youth of the regions.
La Journée internationale de la jeunesse est l'occasion de
The Deputy Prefect of Ali Sabih, Saida Wabiri Asawi, said that this day is an opportunity to recognize the essential contribution of young people to society and to highlight the challenges that they face. The theme of the day this year is From Clicks to Progress, Young People's Digital Pathway for Sustainable Development. The Minister of Youth and Culture, Hiba Momin Asowe, said for her part that this day is an opportunity to recognize the essential contribution of young people to society and to highlight the challenges they face. The theme of the day this year is from clicks to progress, young people's digital pathway for sustainable development. Thus, like other countries, the Republic of Djibouti, through the Ministry in charge of Youth, celebrates International Youth Day every year. It is crucial to encourage young youth engagement and action, is highlighting their potential to drive positive change. In Ali Sabih, the musical event organized as part of the celebrations of the International Youth Day ended yesterday evening in the capital of Ali Sabih region during a magnificent and big cultural musical evening that began around 8:30 p.m. and ended late in the evening to the great delight of the hundreds of young people present in front of the prefecture. Present at this evening, the Minister of Youth and Culture, Hiba Momin Asowe, the Deputy Prefect of Ali Sabih, Saida Wabir Asowe, the President of the Regional Council, Sharmaki Hassan Al-Lale, senior officials of the police and security forces, honorable parliamentarian of the region, executives from the department, and Asajok population. On the menu of this event, traditional dances and song performed by these artists. The African Decentralization Day took place yesterday at the Sunny Hill Center in Arta under the chairmanship of His Excellency Qasim Harun Ali, Minister Delegate in charge of decentralization, in collaboration with the Minister of National Education. This event focused on the theme establish a solid education and training system anchored in African realities at the local level, highlighted the crucial role of decentralization in the development of the continent. Among the distinguished participants were the Minister of Energy, Yunus Ali Gedi, the Minister of Youth and Culture, Hiba Momin Asowe, as well as representative of Expertise France, IMF, USAID. In addition to the prefect and local elected officials, the day's discussion is focused on the need to adapt education system to local specificities and promote relevant vocational training to strengthen educational infrastructure and prepare young Africans for the challenges of tomorrow. The discussion also highlighted the importance of effective local governance to ensure that decentralization improves the quality of life and supports the economic and social development of communities. For his part, the Secretary General of the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training, Mohamed Abdallah Mahyoub, said taking advantage of this opportunity, welcomed the progress made in the decentralization of educational policies. The day's discussion is focused on the need to adapt education systems to local specificities and promote relevant vocational training to strengthen educational infrastructure and prepare young Africans for the challenges of tomorrow. Finally, His Excellency Qasim Harun Ali, Minister Delegate for Decentralization, recalled that thanks to the visions of the head of state who has always worked to establish institutions close to citizens, significant progress has been made. The discussion also highlighted the importance of effective local governance to ensure that decentralization improves the quality of life and support the economic and social development of communities. Summer sport activities in Adailu are entering their final phase, marked by increasing intensity and palpable enthusiasm among young participants. Since the beginning of July, the series of football's vibrant competitions attracting the attentions of residents and vocational. Every afternoon, the 7-a-side and 11-a-side footballs field become essential gathering places for the people of Adailu, who gather in large numbers to cheer on their local teams. The committee of the State Secretariat for Sport, headed by the director of the region, Umar Hassan Abdullahi, expressed its satisfaction with the organizations and the smooth running of the activities. These events are organized by the AMJA Association in partnership with the State Secretariat for Sport, highlighted the effective collaboration between the different entities to ensure the success of this activity. The organizer aimed not only to entertain the tournament will continue until the end of August. For the international scene, 4 Palestinians killed, several others injured in Israeli airstrikes. At least 4 Palestinians were killed and several others injured in Israeli airstrikes in the Gaza Strip on Sunday. Israel has faced international condemnations over its brutal offensive on Gaza since October 2023, defying a UN Security Council resolutions demanding an immediate ceasefire. The Israeli offensive has since killed nearly 39,800 people, mostly women and children, and injured more than 92,000. According to the local authorities, Israel is accused of genocide by the International Court of Justice, which has ordered it to immediately cease its military operations in the southern city of Rafah, where more than 1 million Palestinians had sought refuge from war. Uganda, 8 dead in landfill collapse. A landfill collapse in Kampala has killed 8 people, including 2 children. In Uganda, 8 people, including 2 children, have been killed in Uganda after a landfill collapsed in the capital, Kampala. Local authorities said, according to the local media, people and animals and homes were swallowed up by the landslides that occurred following heavy rains at a landfill in the northern Kitezi district. The Paris 2024 Olympic Games drew to a close on Sunday evening, following a closing ceremony that began with French swimmer Léon Marchand extinguishing the Olympic flame in the Tuileries Gardens. Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach officially announced the end of the Paris editions of the Olympics, declaring, "I declare the Paris 2024 Games closed." Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo handed over the Olympic flag to the Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. The American city will host the 2028 Games. American actor Tom Cruise jumped from the roof of the Stade de France, hanging from a cable to the music of Mission Impossible, having just descended onto the stage, left on his motorbike with the Olympic flag. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.